She handed over an ID card that looked more like a relic than plastic. One guard muttered, "This type stopped before I was born." Still, he slid it under the scanner, expecting rejection. Instead, the screen glitched, then bloomed with a golden emblem no one had ever seen right before. Alarms wailed. What began as a joke turned into silence. Outside the VA healthcare facility, autumn air carried both chill and heat. Only a few cars sat in the lot. Avery Cross, 54, moved with measured cadence. Civilian clothes-worn boots, stained pants, plain shirt, nothing fashionable except a thin gold watch catching light. Her silver hair, tightly braided, spoke of decades of discipline. A limp marked her gait, but she didn't slow down. She entered, carrying a wallet and a canvas folder. Two young guards lounged at the scanning desk, killing time with coffee and jokes. Private Mendoza, barely 22, glanced at Avery with little interest. He picked up the ID, an ancient laminated card with worn edges and no expiration date, only a red bar and QR code. The photo showed a younger Avery with ice-cold eyes and no smile. "Whoa," Mendoza whistled. His partner Kinley bent close, smirking. "Looks like something from the Smithsonian. Did you print this off Wikipedia?" Avery stayed silent, her calm unnerving. Kinley dangled the card under the scanner, expecting nothing. The machine stuttered. Format unclear. "Try again," he chuckled, shook it, joked about making it work. Then the hum deepened, the screen went black, and a glowing triangle spun into view, its edges pulsing with strange glyphs. It blurred into motion, then fiery red letters appeared. The air thickened. Lights flickered. Coffee froze halfway to lips. Both guards stared, pale. Avery lifted her eyes and said softly, "Looks like the card worked." Amber lights blinked through the hallway. A speaker crackled. "Clear this station." "That clearance doesn't match requirements," Kinley whispered. "We just broke something big." Mendoza backed away from the terminal, terrified. Avery stood steady, as if she'd lived through worse. The system sealed into lockdown. Strobe lights flashed. Radios hissed with coded chatter. Workers froze, unsure if it was drill or disaster. A crimson handset was lifted behind glass, calling for oversight. "We need senior-level review. This drill is real, SGT." First Class Delaney stormed an older, battle-weathered. His annoyance turned to gravity when he saw the spinning emblem. "What happened?" The guards babbled. "Old card. Thought it was fake. Scanned it. Then chaos." Delaney studied Avery, who remained silent, calm as stone. He addressed her carefully. "We'll need to verify through the right channels." "I've been verified," Avery replied evenly. The words carried weight. The intercom blared again. A second voice, softer but urgent. "Alpha 5 clearance confirmed. Command-level personnel en route." Two agents in suits entered, eyes sharp, movements precise. "Our job is to escort you for interim processing." Avery gave a small nod and followed, unshackled, walking with them as if the corridor belonged to her. Mendoza and Kinley shrank back, realizing they'd dismissed someone far beyond them. Delaney whispered, "What on earth did we trigger?" The screen still glowed with the golden triangle. Spinning endlessly, Avery was led upstairs into a glass-walled conference room. She sat alone, palms flat on the table, her calm presence unsettling to those watching through the glass. Outside, staff whispered, printers hummed, but eyes kept darting back to the glowing symbols still rotating on the terminal. Screen Colonel Tessa McBride entered with the authority of someone used to storms. Silver oak leaves gleamed on her collar. "Who triggered Alpha 5? She demanded. When told it was the old card, she stepped into the room. Avery raised her head slightly. McBride pulled a red-marked file from her jacket, flipping to a page with the same golden triangle printed at the top. "This isn't a system glitch. Echo 0 protocol classified above your clearance. Only 6 ever held it. 4 are dead. 1 missing. That leaves her." She nodded toward Avery. Kinley and Mendoza, still pale, whispered outside, "You think she's CIA?" Neither believed it. Avery's steady gaze told of something deeper. McBride dismissed the room, then walked with Avery down quiet halls lined with old portraits and displays of forgotten battles. "I didn't think I'd have to use this again," McBride admitted, "but I knew if anyone forced the system, the right people would show up." Avery replied. "I wasn't sure if it would still answer." They paused by a display case of medals and photos. McBride tapped one picture, General Hammond. "He believes some doors should never be opened." Avery's voice was low. "Then why keep the keys?" They reached a window overlooking the parking lot. The sun was climbing, heating the asphalt. McBride asked, "Still carrying the weight?" Avery answered, "It doesn't go away. You just learn to lift it better." Escorted by agents, Avery exited the building. Kinley and Mendoza stood frozen as her truck pulled away. She gave the faintest nod as she passed the man acknowledgement, not forgiveness. Behind her, the VA hospital resumed its rhythm. But the staff knew something had shifted. McBride, watching from above, was handed a tablet full of reports. "Ma'am, how do we log this?" an officer asked. McBride stared at the highway where Avery's car vanished. "You don't," she said quietly. "She doesn't have Alpha 5 clearance." On the road, Avery rolled down her window, the radio low, morning air sharp. The crisis had ended, yet something older had been awakened. Respect, she thought, isn't granted by title or uniform. It's lived, proven, carried in silence until the world notices. The story ends with her fading into traffic, but the echo of that golden emblem remained, spinning in minds of those who saw it. Have you ever seen someone mocked? Dismissed until a single moment revealed their true weight. What would you have done if you'd scanned that ID? Hit like if you respect calm dignity under pressure. Subscribe for tomorrow's hidden hero story. And if you know a soldier who deserves recognition, share this with them, because the strongest heroes are often the quietest ones.